Hello, everyone. Welcome to United and Everything Football Podcast. Thank you for joining us. United were again in action. We played against West Ham United at Old Trafford. It's been back-to-back wins for Manchester United after the dramatic win at the Molineux. We came back to a comfortable win at Old Trafford, and it's been great. I mean, the football was great. We enjoyed some very, very, very great combination between our front three and all of that. I mean, a lot of things seems to be, I don't know if I should put it that way. I'll be asking my guests, is Ten Hag turning the corner? I'm joined by a special guest. Let me go for a break and come. When I come, I'll introduce my guest again, and then we'll go in on United and Everything Football. But remember, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. Please remember to comment, share, like, and also, share it with your friends so that you can enjoy this beautiful content we are putting together for you. So we are going for a break, but when I come back, I'm going to introduce my guest, and then we'll get into it on United and Everything Football. All right, thank you very much. Today, I'm joined by the man, Sicho. The man, Sicho.
Yep.
Sicho, great to have you. Sicho has always been with us on United and Everything Football Podcast.
Good to be back on the pod.
Great. United beat West Ham United by 3-0. We just want to do a quick one on that game. What did you see in that game when you watched? Is Erik Ten Hag turning the corner, or he's still being the stubborn coach he is?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's turning the corner yet, because I've seen these spells before where Man United seem to have one good game, two good games, maybe 3-4, and the major test comes, and all of a sudden, everything that they've done in build up to the big test, falls apart. So I wouldn't be quick to say that it's necessarily turned the corner, but it's one thing is certain: the team played some fascinating football today. I thought there was clear understanding of what they wanted to do, especially what he was trying to do with Dalot was interesting, because Dalot was a bit more adventurous through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He played more as another midfielder than he played as a right back.
Yeah.
But one thing I like about Dalot as well was he was never out of position for most of the time in the game. And that maybe is also because of the opponents we played against. When you play against West Ham, whose A game away from home and big sides is to sit back and hit on the counter, you're expected to have a lot of the ball. But I thought what Man United also did well with this game was that they were not overly careless with the ball, as we've seen in previous games. So they could keep their ball for some spells and build up. So my general impression about the game was that the aspects of the game was brilliant.
Let's make some let's take some key talking points. I mean, Rasmus Hojlund has been scoring consistently. In the last 4 consecutive league games that he's played, he scored in those games and also provided an assist. Alejandro Garnacho on the right has also been working. Anthony has been dropped as a result. Rashford seemed to have also found his a bit of form, playing at his favorite left side. Let's look at the front three. What has really changed amongst the front three?
I think it's confidence. It really is confidence, especially for Rasmus Hojlund. The signs were always there. I still think that he's still very young. He'll grow and become a lot better. Some of his runs needs to improve here and there. But we always knew that Rasmus Hojlund he was always getting there. He was almost nearly getting there. And the services that were coming to him were not as good. And let's face it, today he never really had the service. But another aspect of his game that we knew how to improve was that if the balls are not coming to him, when he's on the ball in and around the box, he needs to make something happen for him.
Yeah.
And that is an example of what we saw today, where he took the ball, turned, faced the opponent, shifted the ball to his weaker foot, and had the confidence to strike the ball with a weaker foot. A couple of weeks ago, I'm not sure he tries that. Maybe he passes because he wouldn't be very confident in his own abilities. And that's what goals do to players. Yeah. The fact that he scored in the recent games means that he's more confident. He's taking the ball to his weaker side. He's found the bottom corner, and that was a very smart finish. But the team needs to improve in the way they get the balls to him in the box, because he's shown that he can cause problems. For Garnacho, we know his ability, we know his quality. Once you free him to play, he will play. Again, he's still very young and he'll get better. He'll be a superstar, Garnacho, no doubts about him. But the fact that at this very young age, he has cool head in the box to find goals is massively positive. So if you've got 2 players out of the 3 front men very confident. It some way somehow drags the other player along with them. So even though Marcus Rashford was just decent in this game, there wasn't so much pressure on him to overdo it because there were other players in the team that were carrying him. And that has been the problem with Man United when they've played. There are many, many players who are not playing well. So it becomes difficult for anybody to drag anybody. But in this game, I thought many players were on their game. Dallo, as I said, was on his game. Lisandro Martinez was on his game. Hojlund, Garnacho were on their game. So the players who went under the radar a bit, like maybe Mainu, at times maybe Shaw, we never really saw them go under the radar because others were covering or picking them up. And I think that is the balance that every good team needs.
Let's just use this. Let's just look at this. The Gachu celebration. What did you make of it? Was it?
Yeah, I think.
Was it a mockery of Mohamed Kudus or more of a copy of Cristiano Ronaldo?
No, I think the Mohamed Kudus go against them is still very fresh in their heads.
Yeah.
It's still very, very fresh in their heads. And the way Kudus celebrated it, I think it was one to get back at Kudus. This one is a pure Kudus celebration. Slightly different from the
Ronaldo
the Cristiano Ronaldo one. Yeah, I think and the fact that it was against West Ham beat Man United in the other fixture. This like a revenge, and they are revenging them with the Kudus celebration. And I loved it. I think I loved this little subplots in games. So that's good to see. And the way the other young players made
yes. You could see Mainu and then Hojlund also in there.
Yeah.
Also joining.
I'm sure they would have discussed. They would have discussed that within the week coming into the fixture. I'm sure.
Hey, when I score, I'm just going to do that celebration. And you trust Garnacho to lead. You trust Garnacho to lead that.
Yeah. They're going to say that Ghanaian lad. What's the Muhammad Kudu score that go against us? Listen, we need to win this game. When we win, we're going to show him that we are Man United. So yeah, I just think something along these lines.
That's it. But Philip, when you watch United now, I mean, there's been many times we've had it on this pod, we've discussed. Do you still see a clear pattern of play, or you think it's not coming together well as it stands?
It's a difficult one because what I see is patterns of play, but not sustained patterns of play. I don't know if you get that. You don't see 90 minutes of a game from Man United these days that you're going to say that is how they play.
Okay.
But you see aspects of the game that makes you think that is how they could play.
Yeah.
And that has been the problem. When you see the game against Newport was virtually the starting 11 that played, but there were aspects of the game that was very poor. And when you look at the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, again, aspects of the game was good, created tons of chances, could have been out of sight, by 3-0. They flagged it. And then organization-wise, the team lost its composure.
Yeah.
Then this game against West Ham, let's make no mistake, West Ham got very good opportunities by poor organization of the team at times.
Yeah.
But when you look at the general play, there are aspects of the team that you think that the last 10 minutes, that 5 minutes, that 3 minutes is how the team should be playing.
Yeah.
But they are just not able to do it over a long period of time. Maybe say 60 minutes, 70 minutes for you to say that that is the identity of the team. And that for me is the worry. I think everything needs the team to be more consistent in games. Not over games, but in games.
Yeah.
Be consistent with the way they want to play. But he's got what it takes to do it. So hopefully they get it done.
Do you think the injuries really affected the way he wanted to play his football and all of that? Do you think the injuries were, because a lot of people were like, even after, especially after the Newport's game, many people were still not convinced as to how the team wanted to play and all of that. Do you think the injuries were really a factor in this?
Surely they would be. For every club, injuries are a big factor, especially when you've got a lot of your first team players missing games. Casemiro has been injured. Lisandro Martinez has been injured. Luke Shaw had his own time on the sidelines as well. Mainly didn't start the season, so obviously you're going to have a problem with it. You're going to have a United squad. It's not a very big squad. Mason Mount hasn't barely played for the club. He's been injured. So some of the more important players that could have done a job are injured. So it's surely affected the way United played. And let's face it, in a Newport game, in the Wolverhampton Wanderers game, in the game against West Ham, there are spells in those games that were the best United showings that we've seen throughout the season.
Yeah.
So it's a sign that when this team plays together for a longer period, and they are able to sustain a performance over 90 minutes, they can be dangerous. It's only a question of can they sustain that over 90 minutes, and that is where I think United need to work on.
Realistically, where is United finishing, in your opinion, after all that you've seen? Do you think the second round is going to be something that sees United, getting back into top four, winning an FA Cup or something? Do you think realistically United have got something out of the season?
Yeah, I'm not going to rule Man United out of the cup, the FA Cup. It's FA Cup. The draws can be kind to you. It's a one-off game. Anything could happen. And United have got an experience under this manager of winning the Carabao Cup. So they'll be looking at their chances and be thinking the FA Cup is the realistic title opportunity for them this season. So I'm sure they're going to be pushing hard on the cup. I just don't see a United finish in the top four. And that is not because of United, but because of the teams occupying that space. I think Aston Villa with under United Emery have shown that they've got what it takes to be in and around that space as well. They're going to have a lot of more players coming back. Papa Mentasai is going to go back. Bissouma is going to go back. Bentancur is fit. Son Heung-min after the Asian Cup is going to return.
Yeah.
I just think that they've got, they're a better placed side than Manchester United. Obviously, there's Liverpool, there's Arsenal, and there's City. So the top three spots is occupied.
It's already occupied.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the fourth place. It's already occupied.
There's just one more slot left.
One more slot, and United need to get the job done. To Spurs, to Villa. These days, in West Ham, maybe depending upon how United plays. So I think the top four will be very difficult for United. Maybe in the Europa League place, and maybe the FA Cup.
Well, Philip, it's always great having you on the pod. We are grateful for your time with us here on United and Everything Football Podcast. Thank you all for also watching, subscribing, and liking and commenting. But please, we need more. If this is your first time, please remember to hit the subscribe button. So it's been great having you on this show on United and Everything Football Podcast. Thank you so much, Philip. Thank you for watching and have a great time. We'll see you some other time.